Also within this treaty, the very concrete and detailed action plan was adopted between Ukraine and the European Union. It is their 30 pages long document covering the issue how Ukraine and European Union will be working together to implement the intentions of within those 7 priorities that I mentioned before. So it's a very detailed plan, as you see, 30 pages of the text, and the Ukrainian side, while initiating last year negotiations over the enhanced agreement, has basically stated that we believed that pretty much everything of this plan is being realized, has been done by both sides, Ukraine and EU. It's a diplomatic formulation, which is probably, as everything said by diplomats, just partly to be in the truth, but still, it's the position. Also, speaking about it's just a sketch over the existing level of cooperation. So there is a legal base existing between Ukraine and the European Union. There is an agreement which both sides consider to be exhausted. There is an action plan, pretty much fulfilled, except some things, again, when I was making this remark regarding the truth, because there are some things in this action plan, like the development of the democracy, civil society, the justice thing, so it's a process. It's basically not the aim that any country could reach, including Ukraine with all of the problems that we're facing today. But there are a number of very practical small steps which already been done, and from this perspective, yes, this action plan has been exhausted. But again, so the most important thing from the Ukrainian perspective is that we already exhausted the ideology of, or let's say the concept of our cooperation. So we believe that Ukraine as a country and the nation has reached the stage where we should be provided with a clear perspective over the issue of our membership. So again, the new enhanced agreement is from Ukrainian perspective, and we hope from the EU perspective as well, is in particular directed on reaching this aim, providing Ukrainian side with some clear indications, clear messages, not only of what's needed to be done by our country to reach some standards, but also as of the membership. Again, when the country of the 47 millions of population is making some major international moves like joining organizations of EU and NATO kind, it is very important that to have the national consensus over the issue. I just mentioned the NATO, and it's been one of the most disputable issues on the Ukrainian internal political agenda. But EU membership is something which we're really proud to have a national consensus on. So the majority of Ukrainian population supports this idea and is really willing to see our country being the full-scale member of the EU. It is also very important, I will also provide you just with the sketches, and then if you will be interested, so we will develop a little bit more on this issue. The reasons for the different groups of the population to consider themselves to be Europeans or to wish to become Europeans in the very sense of this word are quite different. There is a part of the population who really believe themselves to be Europeans basing on the history of Ukraine, geography of Ukraine. There is a part of the population which really believes it is the priority from the point of view of geopolitical situation or geopolitics. Also, probably the major part of our population, Ukrainian population, would like to see themselves to be part of European family for very pragmatic reasons, to be able to travel freely, to be able to choose the place where they employed, where they could spend some time, also a part of the business elite, and it's quite an interesting point because well, later it is something concerning Ukrainian-Russian relations, but we will probably speak about this later. So the business elite really see their future within the European Union because the major Ukrainian businesses are already integrated into the European Union, into the European markets. So we have at least two major corporations. One is owned by the well-known Rinat Akhmetov, is the wealthiest person in Ukraine, the System Capital Management, and another group is the Industrial Union. Those groups are owning the major steel and chemical plants located in the new EU members like Poland, Hungary, and other countries. So they're already trying to or already basically participating in the different exchanges or selling their shares through the different financial and banking institutions located in Europe and overseas. So they're fully integrated, and it's basically no matter whether they're being considered in Ukraine or in Europe as pro-Russian or pro-Western. So their business mentality dictates them or tells them that the only future that they really deserve or they need is to be fully integrated within the EU to take care of their benefits. Also, there is a part of the population which is probably considering European Union to be alternative to our relations with Russia. That's not a secret. And also there is a part of the population which is really consider themselves to be post-Soviet or Soviet people or part of the post-Soviet nation, which are mentally much more closer to Russia than to European Union, and who strongly opposing the idea of any major European moves or European integration of Ukraine, no matter what we're talking about, NATO or EU. So it is the sketch regarding the public opinion of Ukraine. So I'm ready to dwell on all of those aspects: legislation, current status of the cooperation, future agreements, the public opinion in Ukraine regarding the EU. Here, very interesting issue that we could discuss could be the current situation in Ukraine, whether it's facilitating the EU-Ukraine dialogue or not, or the hypothetical developments in Ukraine, how they how those developments could influence our EU integration plans. So again, at this stage I would rather make a pause and listen to some of your ideas or questions, and later on I'll be speaking more and more on any of the issues I just marked on the map of our meeting.
Well, I think we can all agree that was a very interesting discussion.
It was very short.
Very short, very interesting talk. And I think now we'll open the floor up to dialogue. To anyone who wants to ask a question, James?
Yeah, just wondering, since the Orange Revolution, there's been a fair bit of political instability, especially difficulties forming coalitions in Parliament. With this all in mind, how long do you think it will take before the Ukraine will actually join the EU?
Take a look at this glass. It all depends on the point of view, whether it's full empty or full, or partly full. So the political instability of Ukraine could be, it all depends on the point of view or your political background. Because, again, as the representative of the government and as the Ukrainian, a patriot of my country, I really believe that